So next we go for potential. Due to multiple charges. Okay, potential due to multiple charges. Wait for 1 second. Yes, potential due to multiple charges we go. So means I want to find out the potential. Means potential means what here? It is electrostatic potential. Okay, at some point I need to find out here P, let's say, due to some different charges. Let's say charge here Q1, which is at a distance of how much now? Let's say the distance between this point, let's say R1, Q2, there is a second charge potential at point P. We need to find out due to Q2, which is a distance of R2. Like that, I'll take now one more Q3. Like I'll take Qn. Qn I'm going to take. Now I'm going to take one by one. So for a first charge, it is R3 and it is R4. Okay. No, not R4, Rm. So what will be the formula? So I'm going to find potential at P due to Q1 is. So what will be the formula? V1 equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by Q1 by distance, right? R, and it is 1, right? R1 we proved. Similarly, if I go for second charge, so similarly for V2 will be what, sir? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by Q2 by R2. Similarly, if I proceed, okay, you will take a next slide here. If I proceed next like this, Vn will become what now? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into Qn divided by Rm. Now look at these formulas. What is constant? What is common in this? 1 by 4 pi epsilon is common in all the cases, right? So we take then total potential. Then total potential at P is given by V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus so on plus Vn. In all those things, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is common. We take Q1 by R1 plus Q2 by R2 plus Q3 by R3 plus so on plus Qn by Rn. So now this is going to write in a mathematically as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught using a summation from I equal to 1 to n. Can I say Qi by Ri? So this is a formula for what now? Potential due to system of charges, or we can say multiple charges. System of charges, or we can say multiple charges. So this is clear now. Potential due to system of charges.
Sir, last slide, sir. 1 minute.
Last slide. Yes.
Done, sir.
Yes. Okay. Let us move on to the new concept now. So I think this is understood. Let us move on to a new concept. Let's say this new concept is what now? Equipotential surface.
So the previous slide, can you show once?
Yes, tell me. Yes, tell
Can
me.
you show the previous slides?
Previous slide, yes.
Done, sir.
Yes. Equipotential surface. The word says equipotential. What is the meaning of equipotential? equal potential. Equi means here we're going to divide two words. So equi means what now? Equal potential. Means surface contain an equal potential at all the points is what we call equipotential surface. One more question. So how can we identify this one, sir? Let's say simple strategy. Let's say what there is a charge here plus Q charge. Around the charge, I'm going to draw a circle. No, I'm going to draw what? No, I'm going to draw a circle around a charge. Of course, it's not so circle, but imagine like a circle. No? Radius is remains same, right? Radius is remains same with a circle of constant radius. We are going to imagine now. What is the formula for potential due to this charge on the surface anywhere? Will be V equal to, directly I'll write Q by 4 pi epsilon naught times of R. Now look at here. 1 by 4 pi epsilon is constant, Q also constant because same charge. So V is proportional to what now? 1 by R. Means if you make this R become constant, then what will happen to V? V also become what now? V also become constant. Means on the surface anywhere you take, the potential is same or different at this point, at this point, at this point. Okay, let's say V1, this point is V2, this point is V3, this point is V4, this point is V5. All the points potential is same. I can say now V1 is equal to V2, that is equal to V3, that is equal to V4, that is equal to V5. Means this surface is what type of surface now it is? Equipotential surface. Equipotential surface means surface with constant potential is what we call equipotential surface. Okay, so now what I can say the definition now. So they'll ask you the question, what is equipotential surface? What you can write now equipotential surface now? The surface which contain equal potential at all the points is what we call equipotential surface. Okay, that is the definition you can write now. Surface with constant potential. Surface with constant potential is what we call equipotential surface. Let's say now there are some property, okay, so diagrams are there. How to draw a equipotential surface for different systems? Like now I'm going to take now a positive charge. I'm going to take now. I want to draw equipotential surface for this positive charge. Let's say I can write the circle. Tell me the red circle what I wrote at all the points potential is same or different? Same?
Same, sir.
Okay, let's say one
Same,
more circle I'm going to
sir.
write now. I'm going to write one more circle now with what this color. Now tell me on this second circle potential is same or different? Again same.
Same, sir.
Okay, same, but as compared to red line and the blue line, so whether those two are having the same potential, red line and blue line?
Different, sir.
No, sir.
No, they are having different potential because a different radius. But on the red line itself, it is same potential. On a blue line itself is same potential, blue circle, but they are different potential. So this is the way of writing a equipotential surface for what now? Equipotential surface for give positive charge. Okay, let's try. How many circles you can write, sir? It is depending upon your pencil sharpness and your patience. You can write n number of circles like this. All the circles having what now? Equipotential surface for positive charge. For negative charge also same thing, right? There is no change. For negative charge also potential diagram is same thing. For negative also. Sir, if I take both are positive, let's say now here one positive charge, one more positive charge. Let's draw an equipotential surface for these two charges now. It will be like this. It will be like this. Okay, I need to practice more and more on writing what now? Circles. Yeah. On this second charge will be same thing. See, you need to draw with the help of some instruments so that all should become what now proper circles. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, so we continue like this and we draw a final circle like this, no? It will look like what you know? Like in our old days, that cassette used to come like this. Cassette. That
Yes,
tape
sir.
recorder cassette like that. So this is what now equipotential surface of positive charge. And if I take both negative, same direction. If I take negative charge, also same one. Okay, so that's the one thing we are going to have. Now we go for some of the properties of equipotential surface. Properties we go. Properties we need to go now. So let's say first property. So if I draw the electric field lines for any charge here, let's say now for this positive charge, will be in this direction. Will be in this direction. Means at any point, look at now, to the equipotential surface, electric field lines and measure how much angle now, students? 90 degree. So can I say now, can I say from this electric field direction is always perpendicular to equipotential surface? Electric field is always perpendicular to equipotential surface. One thing. Second thing, look at now, any equipotential surface are going to intersect each other? They'll never intersect each other. Okay, equipotential surface, potential surfaces never intersect each other. Third property. Now on equipotential surface, let's say now here there's a charge Q naught is there. Let's say point A. I want to move to point B. I want to move to where now? Point B. So potential at VA and VB same, right? VA equal to VB, right? Then the work done will be what now? To move from B to A to B is equal to what now? V AB into which charge we are moving? Q naught, that charge. VAB means it is a VB minus VA into Q naught. So VB minus VA on a same circle, potentially same, then the difference cancel, right? It will become 0. Means the work done to move a charge on equipotential surface is how much, students? 0. Okay, work done to move a charge on equipotential surface is how much? Is 0. Okay, so is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so these are the few properties, and there are so many properties that these three are enough now as of now. So these are now what now? A few properties of equipotential surfaces. Okay, yes. Okay, let's say the last and final derivation is there. So we do the derivation now and then we stop the class. Okay, the last one derivation we're going to do now and then we stop the class. Okay, yes. Next, relation between
So
electric field and electric
the
potential.
previous slide.
Yes. Yeah.
Done, sir.
Yes, thank you. Okay, let's see. So now we go for what now? Relation between electric field and electric potential. Students, you need to remember this very well. This is a 3 mark and most repeated question it is. It is 3 mark, most repeated question that you need to remember very well. Let's start doing this one now. Let us consider what now? A charge, let's say Q. So let us take some points till where infinity. Let us take 2 points here. Let's say this point is P, this point is what now? R. And these 2 points are separated by some distance, let's say dx. Okay, now we're going to move a charge what now? Q naught from where? From P to R. We're going to move a charge what now? From where? P to R. So it is a direction of what now? Direction of external force. And this is a direction of what now? Direction of electrostatic force. So now I can say the work done to move a charge from where to where? From P to R. How much it is? Work done to move a charge from P to R is given by minus F E into dx. Can we say like this? I'm taking directly now. I'm taken directly. Okay, you want one more step means I'll take one more step. Okay, one more step is what now? External force we applied multiplied by displacement. From diagram, we know external force equal to minus times of electric force. So it is minus F electric force into dx. That is the work done to move from P to R. Okay, let's the potential is at Vp and potential at R is Vr. So of course we know Vr is greater than Vp, means potential at R is higher. So electric force I need to replace now. I'm going to replace minus Q naught times of E into dx. From where we know definition for electric field, force per unit positive charge. Then electric force become what now? Q naught times of V. I'm using this one here. That is the work done to move from P to R. Let's say this equation number 1. Now we go from the definition of potential. From the definition of potential, what is the work done to move a charge from P to R is given by potential difference PR into which charge we are moving that charge. Yes or no? Because we know V equal to work done per unit positive charge, then work done equal to V into Q. So this we are going to say here WPR means work done to move a charge from P to R equal to VR minus VP multiplied by Q naught. Here, see VR, let's say now the potential at point P, let's say V, and potential at point R will be what now? It is V plus dV, right? Why I'm taking dV? Because see, because of small increase distance for small displacement, there is a small rise in potential. For small displacement, there is a small rise in potential. That's the reason I take now potential at VR is V plus dV. Now let's insert here. That is the work done to move the charge from R P to R is if VR means what now? V plus dV minus Vp means V into Q naught. So what is going to cancel? V is going to cancel. It is dV multiplied by Q naught. Let's say equation number 2. Work done to move from P to R. Then now compare equation 1 and 2. From equation number 1 and 2. 1 and 2. I can compare, right? Left hand side, right hand side. It will become minus Q naught E into dx equal to dV multiplied by Q naught. Q naught and Q naught is going to cancel. I write now electric field is equal to minus dV by dx. So this is the relation between electric field and electric potential. From this, I can conclude that electric field is negative potential gradient. Negative potential gradient. When we say potential gradient, means anything which is going to change with respect to distance, what we call gradient. So potential changing with respect to distance, when it's dx, what we call potential gradient. Since there is a negative sign, I say negative potential gradient. Means from this equation, we can understand that the direction of electric field is always in the direction of decrease in potential. Okay, direction of electric field is what direction? Always in the direction of decrease in potential. Okay, okay. With this, we're going to end the today's session. Yes. Okay.